Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much, for pulling up on it, girl. So basically, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I have already filmed this video once before, and this is my second time. And what happened is I took an edible and it hit me in the middle of the video and my eyes are bloodshot. It's really embarrassing. I wasn't gonna show you guys, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So here's a little clip.
Morning, you feel me? I'm late right now, so let's just get straight into it today. We're going to talk about relationships. Not teaching you guys anything today. We are just chit-chatting.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that embarrassing footage of me. So today's video is not very informative, but more so just like a chit chat. I mean, I just feel like you guys deserve to see a little bit more of my personality. So we're going to be talking about relationships, and the reason why we're going to be talking about relationships is because no matter what you like, that's like our common denominator. I feel like that's something we can all relate to. Like, we've all been in a relationship, we've all had a situationship if you haven't been in a relationship. So that's something that we can all relate to. It's just a little down to earth topic, okay? So let's just get right to it. Basically, the first thing we're going to talk about is my 3 deal breakers when I'm dating. Like, this is just absolutely unacceptable. Like, I'm not fucking with this. Like, it's your bro after this. Alright, well, listen carefully because I'm only going to tell you guys this one time. So, my first deal breaker is somebody who bashes their co-parent. So, anybody who wants to sit there and talk shit about their baby mama, like, I'm not fucking with it. Like, we are done. You don't respect women. We're done. Like, at that, you can't even respect the woman that gave you a child. Like, no. And I'm not flattered. it doesn't reassure me that you're not fucking with her.
Like, it's just no. Like, it's unacceptable. I'm not going to sit there and allow you to confide in me about it. I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing about your baby mama unless you have positive and sweet things to say about her. And if you don't, keep it to your fucking self because I don't care.
So 2, my second deal breaker is asking me for money or getting in the way of my bag. Especially during a talking period. Like, no, we're not fucking doing that. Like, I'm sorry. The minute you ask me for money, we're done. Like, I'm not fucking with that. Like, no, you're not about to ask me for money. And I just honestly have PTSD because I dated somebody who was broke. Like, no, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to say it out loud, but it's quite clear what kind of men I like. And it's not that kind. Not the kind that's going to ask me for some money.
Try to test their little waters? No, bitch. No, we're not doing that. And on top of that, you're not getting in the way of me getting a bag.
And that could mean multiple things. That could mean, like, you're jealous of this guy and I'm working with him, so now you don't want me to go get this money. No, fuck you. We're getting the money and you're cut from the equation. So that's how I feel about that. And then my third deal breaker, now this is just, obviously something I can't look past, is possessiveness. I don't want to be possessed. That turns me all the way off. No, you're not my father. I don't need to be controlled because that will never happen. I'm going to try to control you and you're not going to try to control me because it'll never work. Okay? So those are my deal breakers when I date. So far, they seem to work for me. Not that I'm a master dater, but like, it helps me weed out the weak links, and I don't want to date a weak link. So just a little, insight. I'm a little bit seasoned, do you feel me? Like, I've dated. I probably couldn't tell you exactly what I want because that's just fucking impossible and just too, it's just not logical to have like an exact cookie cutter type fit. Like, no, I don't like that. But I can tell you what I don't like, and that's what I learned from a lot of my past relationships, is what I don't like. So now I made it an open discussion for my Instagram followers. They were allowed to ask me questions or topic of discussion. So we're going to get into that. Okay. So quite a few people asked me to go over healing after a toxic relationship. And my best advice for people who are healing after a toxic relationship is, 1, don't go back. Don't look back. 2, spend a lot of time with yourself. That is the most important thing. After getting out of a relationship in general, whether it was toxic or not, you kind of have to like find yourself again. Spend time with yourself. Figure out what you would do better, what you learned, what you could take away from the situation, because it's not a waste of time if you didn't learn something. Or wait. It's not a waste of time if you learned something. You always got to learn something. Like, no matter what. If you didn't learn something, then it was a waste of time. But always, reflect. You need a lot of self-reflection, because even if your partner was toxic, like, sometimes light is shined mostly on their toxic traits, and yours kind of just slip between the cracks. And you know what? Some of us are not perfect, and sometimes we don't want to admit it, but we do toxic shit too. So spend a lot of time with yourself. Love languages. Somebody wanted me to talk about love languages. So I think it's important to know your love language so you know how to communicate how you would like to receive love. But it's also important to pay attention to others' love languages. Like, to understand that you can't just show love in the ways you like to, because that may not be the way your partner wants to receive it. So love languages are cool to know about, but use that information to your advantage. So don't make it about you. Understand where your love language, what it is and where it comes from, but try not to project it on others. So next, hardest lesson I learned from a heartbreak. If I'm being really fucking honest with you guys, the hardest lesson I learned was to tell the truth. In the past, I've hurt people's feelings because I wasn't telling the full truth, and that's lying. So if I'm being 1,000, it wasn't a victimized situation. It was something that I was doing wrong, and I was so fucking sorry about it. Like, I'm a Pisces, so I don't actually mean to hurt people's feelings. I never do. Like, I never mean to hurt anybody's feelings. But in the same sentence, I wasn't the victim. It's not coming from a victimized place. Like, I hurt somebody's feelings, and that broke my heart. So that's probably one of the hardest lessons that I learned. Because some people just never fucking learn how to not lie. And that was an important skill that I learned from that relationship. So, yeah. Okay, so next. Somebody asked how to identify and let go of somebody that is not for you. Well, so one of the biggest things about identifying somebody that's not for you is if you're doing a lot of tolerating. Essentially, when you're dating somebody that's not for you, you're tolerating a lot of things, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to tolerate people. We want to. I feel like it blocks you from loving properly. I've definitely made that mistake in the past, and what I'm saying is if you notice shit is not right from the beginning, just cut that shit off. Like, honestly, it's really hard to break up with people. I mean, for some people, it's really hard to have the balls to do it, but like, nip that shit in the bud, because if it's not working out a few months in, it's not gonna work out 5 years later. Trust me, I know. I know. So as soon as you see those red flags and you know that it's not gonna work for you, like, cut that shit out. Cut that shit. We don't want to waste time. Like, we don't want to waste time tolerating people when we can be loving ourselves or loving other people around us. And it doesn't have to be a significant other. It can just be your family, your friends, whoever you hold near and dear to you. Love them, hold them tight, love yourself. Like, we don't need to tolerate people in 2020. Okay, so Oh, the last one that snuck in, Daquan. I don't like, I don't like to name names because this is like a safe space, you feel me? But Daquan, you're special. Okay, so Daquan wanted me to ask if I believe in people falling in love in 1 week. For me personally, no. Like, that just would never happen. There is a lot that can slip through the cracks, you feel me? Like, shit, like little deal breakers, and I just can't. Like, for me personally, no. I'll watch shows that are like super ridiculous, like 90 Day Fiance, and I'm like, couldn't be me. And you know what I mean? Like, I can't commit to somebody that I don't really know. Like, I need to make you mad first. I need you to make me mad. I need to see how you move. Like, a lot of people switch up after that whole little honeymoon phase. Like, they switch up, and you need to give time for people to switch the fuck up, because they will. I'm sorry, like, they will. So give it time. Like, I mean, just, I feel like when I fall for somebody that quickly, like, I'm falling out just as quick. And that's probably a lot of my Aries placements in my chart. But, I like to take my sweet ass time when I get to know somebody, especially now that I'm older. Like, I do not want to share my energy or be in a relationship and put effort towards something that is truly not for me in the end. So that's that. I guess that's it for today. If you guys want to add anything to anything that I said, if you disagree, I would like to hear what you guys think in the comments. If you guys like these more personal videos of us just talking, chit-chatting, shooting the shit, let me know. Like, I want thumbs up. Like, let a bitch know. I want to know. So if you guys enjoyed this today, write a comment, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and that's about it. Like, that's about it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys.
So this is basically a commercial for the Brow Lash Witch. Like, she laminated my eyebrows the other day, or yesterday. It was yesterday, and they look so good. Like, there's no makeup. Those are my brows. She just really went the fuck off, and I really appreciate it. So if y'all are like interested in doing brow lamination, like, I'm gonna put her at there for you guys. But like, y'all should really look into it, because this shit is so bomb. I mean, in my opinion, I think this shit is so bomb.